Hello. I'm here today with. You're laughing too soon. I didn't even give the joke yet. Give the
Okay.
punchline.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, hello. I'm sitting here today with Jamie Foster Brown from Sister to Sister magazine, the publisher. What else did you do? You published
Founder
it.
and a publisher.
You wrote it. What else did you do?
Well,
you,
I was one of the main featured writers in there.
you did the layout too?
My husband did the layout mostly,
Okay.
so he worked for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although he was a economics professor.
Did he enjoy working with you?
He loved.
Key.
He enjoyed working with me and being married to me. I was married to him a number of years.
Okay.
hmm
All right. This is good stuff. I'm gonna follow up.
But he actually, my husband taught me how to write.
He taught you how to write.
Yeah, my husband taught me how to write. He also was the one who thought about, well, you got to write because of the way you think and the things that you say. He thought were intriguing because I have a different way of looking at things back then.
Back then.
Yeah.
But where did you actually get started? Before you got married,
hmm
working with your husband and doing all these.
You want to
nice
know
things?
what?
Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go
Okay.
back to the beginning. First of all, Jamie,
hmm
you live in Harlem. You're
Yes.
in D.C. all the time.
Yeah.
Where you mentioned Chicago to me in the past.
I'm a Chicagoan.
Okay, you're Chicagoan.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I
Did
met
they
my
kick you out
husband-
of there? They chased you out of there because you're never there.
I know. Actually, my husband took me out of there because
Took you
when
out
I
of
married him, he took me to Sweden, and
To
it
Sweden.
was supposed to be for 1 year. He was studying. He wanted to be. He's an economist, and so Sweden has this program. You know, they take care of their people. It's social democrats, and school is free, hospitals are free, things like that. You know,
Really?
yeah,
Like America?
They pay. No, not like America at all. And even education is free, but they also have programs for if you don't have a lot of money. They have special apartments that are wider. The
Yeah.
doors are wider, and the cabinets are lower.
Okay, let's
so
start talking about it because it sounds too good to be true. First of all,
It's not too good to be true.
well, we don't want people leaving here to go there.
Oh,
so let's
yeah,
just
it's
stay
too
here.
cold. They're not going to go up there.
Oh yeah, you're
Okay,
right. Well,
yeah.
black folk won't go up there,
Okay.
except for you. Well, but you came back anyway. So,
Yes, I
so,
did.
So the cold must have got to you. So before that, you were with. Now you're living in Chicago. You're with both your parents. They raised you there in Chicago.
My parents were at. They had a school store where people would come and they had hamburgers and hot dogs and things like that. It was like notebook paper and pens and paper and all that. But there were 3 schools in that area, so those kids, before they got to school, during lunch and all that, they were all in my parents' store. My mother was amazing. She was like, she had a hot plate. She said, this is lunch hour, so why don't we serve them lunch? Because they were always, it was just a store.
This is high school, or
This is high school.
wow.
And so they would come into my parents' place, and my mother had that hot plate, and they would say, "Mr. Foster, I want a Polish sausage and hold the mustard, put relish on it, whatever it was." And he would yell that back to my mother with the hot plate. They would feed like 200
Wait,
kids.
so your parents were in the store together?
Yeah.
This is old school stuff. We don't do that anymore here. This is
What?
the new America. No one.
But
works.
my husband and I, we did the magazine together.
Yeah.
We were different. What?
Yeah,
What
you
do
were
you
raised.
mean?
You were raised well. That's
I
right. You saw your
was.
parents doing that, so
I
that's
was.
impressive. So, so you were born in Chicago.
Mhm.
Both your parents were there with you. They raised you. Your
And we're
sister,
4 kids. We're
brother,
4
4
kids. Mhm.
Okay.
And they were very prevalent in our lives because I think I mentioned that my father would take us on rides. So we're all in the car, and during the time that we're in the car, they're teaching all the time. They give you examples of what happened in their lives and things that they have seen, and they're telling us how to dress and how to act when you're at work, which is very important because my father would button up my blouse and and make sure I looked okay before I went to
presentable.
work. Yeah, but
yeah.
nice, and he would say, "You're gonna make some young man happy to see
So who
you
got you
today."
dressed today? You figured it out finally on your own.
Well, I thought you were gonna.
You look
come
good.
on.
You look
I
good.
know.
You look good. That's what I'm asking. You look sharp.
Thank
You see
you.
me, I just put on all black. This is I just pulled it
I
out
know,
of the
but
hamper.
all black
I
is
didn't even
always
iron it.
perfect.
Just roll the window down and just let the wind just go through
The
it
wind
until it
goes
looked
through
right.
you,
Yeah.
right?
So
He's
so
very privileged.
so you had 4 siblings. You were the
no, I had
oldest.
3 siblings.
Three
There was
siblings.
4 of us.
And
One boy and 3 girls.
You were the oldest.
My brother was the oldest one.
Your brother was the oldest one.
Mhm.
Then you.
Mhm.
Then your little sister.
Then my middle sister, who's Stella, she's is still, she's
Okay.
the smart one too. And then there's Shirley.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So, what was the most valuable? Give me some examples of what your father taught you, like lessons that really stick with you.
Well, first of all, he taught us how to be ladies.
Mhm.
You don't let a man come up and hit you on the ass and things like that.
That's acceptable now. There's like.
Not here.
Oh,
not
Trump
over
does
here.
that. He just grabs
Oh,
them
he
by
just
the.
got grabbed.
Yeah.
They're grabbed
I mean,
by
this
the.
is. You're old school. This
I'm old school.
we've matured.
I'm dated, right? You guys have gotten much better.
So no ass smacking back. So your father taught you these things.
My father was very, very prevalent in our lives, and so he would take us dancing on Saturdays
Where'd you go dancing at?
at the
Little salsa?
VFW. No, this was just Chicago Bop, like
Chicago.
stepping. It's like stepping.
Stepping. Okay.
And so they would play cards and drink beer, and they would have chicken dinners there. And we would go. The children would go and dance. We see Chicago's dancing
So you have dinner, dancing
at the VFW
every weekend.
No, Saturdays.
Not on the school days because you got school.
No,
That's right.
Saturdays.
Just Saturdays.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like
And
fun.
then Sundays is when he would teach us how to be at your job, how to work. That man is paying you money for paying you for your time. You give him what
he's
that
paying
time is
for.
worth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also he would help me get dressed in the morning, me and my sisters, and he'll talk to me like he's buttoning up my blouse. He said, and you're gonna make some young man happy to see you today. I said, really? No, I'm like 18.
So he was giving you,
18.
building your confidence up.
Absolutely.
And letting you know, like, hey, this is how you dress.
Right, and how you present yourself. Also, when you're walking in that office, you don't walk with your nose in the air and walk through there like your nose in the air. And he said, you want to know why? I said, why, Daddy? He said, because if it rains, you're going to drown. So, so he's
I like him
teaching me
already.
about how I look, all
Being
this,
respectful,
everything, yeah.
just proper etiquette in the workplace, and then just in the real world as well.
And also, we had to be very skilled. You have to have a skill, something
What was your
that you
skill?
sell.
What was your skill at that
I
time,
was
other than being pretty? What was your
Oh,
skill?
thank you. I was a secretary and assistant.
How many words in it? About 10? 20? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Oh. Say one more word.
So you went to like typewriting school or something? took
Shorthand.
some
I went to
courses?
court reporting
What's
school
that?
too.
Shorthand. We don't do that. We don't know what that is anymore.
I know you don't know what they're doing,
I
but
know text, like,
No, if you're talking to me and you're
Like
talking
LOL is
fast, I'm going to
shorthand.
write that in shorthand.
Did you guys have LOL back then?
No,
You didn't know.
no. That's the only thing you know is shorthand, huh?
Yeah, we got shorthand now too.
Well, anyway, skills are very important.
They are.
And so, and they also, my father would be talking to me about, don't have your nose in the air when you're walking through your office, building.
Yeah.
And
So basically
he said,
don't.
you want to
don't
know
walk
why?
around
And I said, why, Daddy? He said, because if it rains, you're going to drown.
Yeah.
So he's teaching the whole time how to pay attention to that man. He's paying, you're there 8 hours, he's paying you 8 hours, you give him 8 hours.
So what was your first job? What was your first job that
I
you
worked
had?
for Equitable Life Insurance.
Equitable Life Insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so after, because I'm trying to get us towards the
Chicago.
direction, I'm trying to
Right.
bring us back to Sister magazine. So your father was very he was around. He was
very involved with us.
in all your lives, teaching you. So how did you transition from being a secretary to working at BET and with Bob Johnson? How'd you get there?
Okay, so we had to have a skill. My sisters and I knew shorthand and typing. So when I came back from, I lived in Europe for 9 years with my husband, and then I came back to the United States.
Okay.
And when I came back, he was teaching at Howard University. He had a job, but I didn't have a job. So I had to find some place to go, and I went to agency, my skills were perfect. So they were like,
Okay.
"Oh my God, the perfect typing and no errors and all this stuff." And because I was an English
You're
major
flawless.
also, and so they sent me to this man,
Hmm.
uh, Al Weissman, and Al Weissman was good friends with this Irv Kupcinet. Irv Kupcinet was the
Was he a wise man?
hmm, no, he was not a
The
wise
last name was
man.
Wiseman, so
Yeah.
I figured, hey,
Well, actually, he was wise enough to,
you know I was right. I'm pretty
to-
smart.
yeah.
Yeah, come on.
So he was like, I would like for you to work for my friend Irv Kupcinet, who was one of the premier, um, um, I think of the Chicago Sun Times. He
Okay.
was a columnist, Jewish, and he also had a TV show. His friends were Frank Sinatra and people like that.
Hmm.
So I couldn't take the job because I
Hmm.
was leaving to go to Europe with my husband. But I mentioned my sister, and so she went there and she got the job and nailed it. And after Cups died, she got the actual column, which was
Oh, okay.
unusual.
Got the calm herself. Okay. And then when let me ask you real quick. So you were gone to where for 9 years again?